Okay.
Thank you.
To begin with a prayer. I'm Pastor Paul, representing United Presbyterian Church. Let us pray. God of justice and righteousness, we pray for the healing of the nation. Guide rulers and citizens with your wisdom and compassion, especially for this meeting as the board is about to begin. Teach us to care for the poor and vulnerable. Drive out ignorance, hatred, and greed from all the earth's people. Lord Jesus, whose body was and is God's own temple, we thank you for the variety of bodies you have made in your image. Keep us always appreciative of the delightful diversity of your people. We pray for the bodies that are broken, sick, weary, or growing old. Send your loving presence to all who seek healing in body, mind, and spirit. Comfort all who are afflicted, and with the generative fire of your Holy Spirit, lovingly afflict all who are comfortable. All this we pray in the name of our triune God.
Thank you.
Have a good meeting.
Good evening, everyone. First, we have a public hearing. We need to have a motion to open.
Motion to open the public hearing.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. This is to override the tax levy limit. Any discussion? Anything about it?
I'm not saying we will, it's just giving us the option.
Right. If there's no
Make a motion. Do it every year.
second.
Do we have to close the hearing?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Dick said.
Motion, but we have
Oh,
to.
okay.
We have a second. Do we have a second? I'm sorry.
That'll go out of the.
Executive second, yeah.
So motion to close the public hearing?
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Did somebody second that?
Yes,
Dick made the motion, Eric got seconded.
Sorry.
So we actually have two motions. But then the next motion is to increase the levy. We just close the hearing. To give ourselves permission.
permission to.
Should we need to? Yeah. And I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, I need two people with me. The first motion was
To close the public hearing.
No, the first motion was to
Open,
public hearing.
then we
Then
close,
then we closed it.
and then we pass the.
then we passed.
Yep.
Yeah.
The levy.
Right.
Thank you.
I know my brain is like slow tonight.
We drove our Chevy to the levy.
I'm not going there.
Okay. Public input, is there anyone that would like to have a few moments to say something on public input? Give me one, I guess, right? Okay. Abstracts, everyone's had a chance to take a look at the abstracts. If there's no additions or corrections, I need a motion to pass them.
Motion to approve the abstracts.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Shane, wastewater treatment.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Did everybody get my report? Yes, sir. Anybody have any questions?
Seems to be a heck of a lot of turbidity. Have we had any luck with talking to people about that? Probably not.
Not much.
No, sir.
That's the best I can tell you. I had two requests. The first one's to pay Hayes Garage Door Services, $4,500 for the half down payment for the door that was approved last meeting.
and that is 100% DEP cost.
Motion to approve. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And my second request is to order parts for the sludge pump to run the screw press from EDP Industries at $2,489.59 plus shipping, and that's 80% village, 20% EDP cost. And that's budgeted. That no, it needed fixing.
Make a motion,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That's all I have.
Question. So we were given a violation for being over our turbidity on February 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 27th. Is there a fine involved with that?
No, that's just, we were over our minutes for being above 0.5, but the state has not done anything yet, but we are working on
It's not a violation until you're over, what is it, 1260?
2160.
2160, and it's
Yeah.
per month. So once you're over that amount, then you're hit the threshold where the state could actually.
When I was reading it, it sounded pretty serious.
Oh, it actually is.
So
yes.
serious.
Yeah.
It's still serious, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and those doors too, by the way, the garage doors, your crew did a really nice job framing that in. Looks good.
Good. Dave?
You guys do that?
Yeah.
Wow. You gotta finish it with tin on.
Our guys are well-rounded. That's right.
It's all framed and sheeted.
Public Works?
Everyone?
Evening.
What's your name again? My name?
Billy Bob?
Any questions, concerns? How's the water main breakdown? It actually went pretty smooth when repair other than it was in the rain. Yeah,
A little muddy.
it was very muddy, yes. It's gonna be very muddy for a while.
He said our new system gave you some
Yes,
help
the
over there.
new telemetry actually sent email notifications if there's a problem. They should have sent them every minute. So, yeah, we got notifications out. That's why I was notified about it, and they had it before that. So, yeah, it was potentially could have been a pretty bad situation.
He's like the weak whisperer of the
Yeah,
things on.
yeah. We didn't need those for this one. And I don't have any requests or anything like that.
It's good.
Wow.
Good. Well, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Josh is back here, so Delaware Engineering. Bill?
I do have one request for tonight and a couple of project updates. So Aero Construction performed the sewer lining work on Lower Liberty this past month. There's about 200 feet of sewer line that was lined to reduce the amount of I&I coming into the system. We do have the invoice for that, in the amount of $36,244.00. So we would ask for board consideration on that invoice.
Motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
There's ongoing work at the wastewater plant relative to the valve replacement. Contract has been over there, working with Shane and his crew to get the valve replacement HV restaurant performed. And that is a DEP funded project. On the water side of things, we have a couple of projects that are underway. The capital project, the water project that we've been talking about for some time now, that is here. They started construction this month. So part of that work is rehab of the two water tanks. So one of the tanks will be worked on at a given time, and the other tank is in service. So work on the steel tank is slated to start this month, and that'll probably take 1 to 6 weeks. And that one will be put back into service, and then the concrete tank will be drained, and then repair work will be done on that, and then put back into service.
The one's up by White Rock?
Yeah.
Well, what happens if one just, they find out that it's dead? Can we exist with one temporary? Every time we get that fixed, they tell us, you know, it's gonna be dead.
That's what we're trying to do, repair on to kind of.
Yeah, the cement would be older, that's the old,
Yeah, the cement one's, sixties vintage. The front end, so we're trying to get another 20 years out of that.
I recall when we talked about it before, we said we were lucky to have to.
Yeah, lucky to have two, a lot of communities our size don't have two, so when you only have one, in order to repair it, you have to, turn your wells on 24/7, and whatever water is not consumed by the system, you have to dump it in order to maintain system pressure. You can't, tell people you can't use water for X amount of time. Having two is a tremendous asset to the village, but as we're seeing now, there's obviously a cost in having that to maintain it. What will happen at the tank, and then the other big portion is work on replacement of water mains on Prospect and section of Boyer Road, Boyer Road. So that's anticipated to start first part of April. Contractors getting their permits from DOT. We'll be doing some outreach to homeowners. We will have temporary water service in place for the homeowners on Prospect. So people will still have water in their house and take showers, do whatever they need to do. But we will have periodic disruptions in that area as we take one water line off and put the other one back in. So we need to communicate with homeowners and put notices out and stuff like that. But it should just be relative to that section. And that'll probably be a 2-month process, give or take, to put the water line in that section. So that work will be underway. We'll have meetings and updates with the village as that proceeds. And probably next month we'll start receiving invoices for that. That project is being financed by the WIA grant, Water Infrastructure Act grant that was awarded to the village 2 years ago now. So 60% of the project is a grant, 40% is a loan. They have a short-term financing in place to fund construction. Once the project is done, that gets rolled into a 30-year bond or ERC.
the rising cost of things, and you're able to curtail it to keep within budget.
We reduced the amount of water line that was going to be replaced in order to maintain our project budget. And then the last update, the replacement, the new Curry well, replacement of Curry well, we want to look at that. That's underway. The pump test started this past month. They did the SET test, which is the precursor to the 72-hour pump test, which will happen this month. So that's proceeding.
Yeah, I spoke to Senator Overacre about that as well, and trying to get some money to help with the running the pipes and electric from the well to the well house.
Yeah, the a fair amount of cost, but a couple hundred feet of pipe and like saying the wire, that's a 60 horsepower. I think so. 60 horse. It's a large pump, so what that translates to is a large electric line. So when we go to the hardware store and like buy a piece of electric line and put in our we do a light bulb or something like that in the house, and it's 12 wire, it's the size of your pencil tip is the copper that's inside that, and that's $40 or something for the roll of copper. So we need wire that's probably that big around to feed that single motor pump. So copper's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have.
Thank you. Chief?
Report came through, right?
Yes.
It's a busy month, so just a couple things real quick. Wyatt Monterey completed his FTO. He graduated on Friday on Tier 1 at St. Mariana, so he's effectively been cut loose. There is a reality-based training coming up this month in April. On the 27th, I want to get higher approval for it. If possible, I figure it's going to cost about $300 per person. It's training $5 for a half a day training and $50 for the full day training. It's pretty much like an active shooter. that's gonna be the simulation, rounds that we'll have to order. But we get permission for that tonight, so we can go forward with that.
Motion.
What are we motioning for? To send them or buying something?
No,
or-
we'll send them to the training. that we're
When
having.
is it?
It's April 27th.
April 27th.
By certain kind of ammunition.
Yeah, it's a simulation. It's like, paintball and steroids, I guess.
Okay.
So,
Do we know an approximate cost on that?
yeah, I think it's about $250 what we're gonna need for each person, so I'm thinking it's gonna be $300 per person.
The total thing.
Yes, for the whole day.
I'd make a motion to it.
Steve made the motion.
I'd second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No? Okay.
I just have one more thing to read. Normally I would do this standing up, I don't want to stand up over anybody. So, Mayor Snow and Village Board members, I'm reading this letter to officially inform you that as of April 29th, 2024, I will be officially retiring from my position as Chief of Police in the Village of Walton. It's become very clear over the past several months that this department needs consistent supervision from the full-time chief. I am unable to provide such a commitment given my full-time employment capacity in the civil service rules and regulations on salary caps. I remember interviewing for this position in front of Mayor Steve Connon, and one of the questions presented to me was, where do you see yourself in 5 years? My answer, although a bit confident, was hopefully still the chief of police in Village of Walton. It'll be just a month short of achieving that goal. The past 5 years have been challenging, to say the least. I know there are times I have come home not in the best moods, and I would like to thank my family and my wife Pam for being as understanding as they have been. The Village of Walton is very unique and challenging jurisdiction, with calls comparable to some of the bigger cities in the touching counties. Most of the officers that I have worked with and supervised over have accepted these challenges that have been bestowed upon them and have done a fantastic job navigating those duties. I have served the Village of Walton as a police officer for the past 20 years and lived in the Village of Walton since 1972. I'm looking forward to participating in the new role of the Village of Walton, as previously discussed. I do believe that it is an important time for the Village to seriously consider transitioning to a full-time chief position, as well as remain competitive with local wages. It will be challenging to retain police officers when the bigger cities and departments are able to offer significantly more money, but to lose officers for a couple of dollars an hour is deplorable. If the Village continues to ignore the competitiveness of this employment, there will no longer be a local police presence. I truly believe as a lifelong resident who pays taxes that this would be a huge disservice to this community. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you. You're very much
That's all I have.
for your service, for your time.
Okay. Thank you.
Trustee reports. Start with you, Nathan.
All right. Well, we're planning to open the pool on July 1st and be open through Labor Day, so it's about 9 weeks. We will definitely have one guaranteed session of swimming lessons, and there will possibly be a second depending on the demand for one. If we can get pretty much everyone on the first one, then we might not do a second. So we'll see how it goes. Basketball and arts and crafts will also begin on July 1st, and they will run for 6 weeks. The hours will be from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Monday through Thursday. London Gardner will be teaching swimming lessons this year, so we will be looking for a new person to help out with our basketball program. So anybody out there who thinks they might like to come work with our kids and do some basketball in the summer, we'd love to talk to you. There will be 3 hours of swimming lesson instruction each day. We'll have 2 hours in the morning and 1 in the evening, and sign-ups will be announced as we get closer to summer. Anyone interested in being a lifeguard should apply at Village Hall. The earlier the better. We don't yet have the dates on lifeguard courses for this year, but as soon as they are known, we will get that information out. Colby Frainer had some extra money left over from his Eagle Scout project, which he has donated to the pool. And Brian Sprague has used that money to purchase materials, and he has built a couple of very nice new picnic tables that will be used up in and around the new Clark Pavilion. At the theater, we have John Potoknik and Kathy Schimberg performing Irish and Celtic melodies on St. Patrick's Day, Sunday, March 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. in the Andrea Paternoster Room. And that event is free for anybody who would like to attend. And our classic flicks this month is Fourth Apache from 1948, starring John Wayne, Henry Fonda, and Shirley Bassey. And that is Thursday, March 21st at 7 p.m. And that's all I have for today, sir.
Thank you.
Can you send the letter for the donation?
Eric?
Yep. Did everyone receive my email about AIM funding resolution?
Yes.
So as many might know, we're still in the budget process across New York State. And one of the things that is very critical to municipalities like us is AIM funding. And this is non-restricted state aid, so no strings attached, no matching. It's just money from Albany to help areas, disadvantaged areas, makes a huge difference. This contribution, though, hasn't changed in 15 years and has not adjusted for inflation. It has been frozen. It's just at a dead end there. So I'm proposing this as a resolution to request an increase, which is a similar resolution that's being sent to the governor's office and the state senate, as well as the assembly. So I can read through the resolution if you'd like.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So calling for an increase in AIM funding, whereas the Aid Incentives for Municipalities program plays a critical role in funding essential municipal services for cities and villages across New York State. And whereas city and village officials share the same priorities as our leaders, which is to make New York safer and more affordable. And whereas New York's local governments, who are on the front lines of controlling property tax affordability and ensuring public safety, are integral to achieving those goals. And whereas state has not increased AIM funding in 15 years, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation has increased by nearly 45% during that time period. And whereas this neglect from the state has led to rising municipal tax burdens and harmful disinvestment in essential municipal services and staff. And whereas the property tax cap further limits the ability of local governments to properly fund services their residents need. And whereas the challenges of rising inflation, the increasing cost of labor and supplies, and the end of extraordinary federal aid only accentuate the need for an increase in AIM funding. And whereas the governor's 2024-25 executive budget proposes to keep AIM funding flat. And whereas an increase in AIM funding would reduce the local tax burden and help revitalize communities across New York State. Now therefore be it resolved, the Walton Village Board and Walton Village Mayor Ed Snow urges Governor Hochul to work with our leaders of the Senate and the Assembly to increase AIM funding in the 2024-25 adopted state budget. A copy of this resolution will be sent to Governor Kathy Hochul, Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart Cousins, Assembly Speaker Paul Heskey, Senator Oberacher, Assembly Member Angelino, and the New York State Conference of Mayors. I would motion that we support this resolution and send that to all the parties.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote? Carry.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
And that's it.
Thank you.
I'd just like to take a moment to thank Chief Ignazio for the years he's put in, the hours he's put in, and the tremendous amount of work that he's actually accomplished. And I wish him well. And I hope hopefully to find somebody to look to his standards to take over.
Okay. Okay. Steve? Anything?
Mr. Mayor, there was one thing I forgot in my report. I wanted to thank all the volunteers who came out to help us get the ice skating rink as close to up and running as possible. We had a really good cold week and we almost froze the ice all the way over and then it melted. But there's still March and April, so we're still keeping our fingers crossed. But
Okay.
now that we have the underlying volunteers and support ready, next year we'll be ready in November.
Will they get together with you if it doesn't freeze and pick the lining up and everything? Put it
Oh yeah,
over?
we're gonna get volunteers together to
Okay, no, just making sure. Okay,
get it ready
I know
for
you said that. So,
the
okay.
summer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I get to my part, I'd like to give everybody a copy. This is I'll read it. This is a resolution to support Delaware Valley Hospital. The project they're coming up with, I'll read it. The letter of support for UHS Delaware Valley Hospital application for the statewide health care facility transformation program or grant, to whom it may concern. I am writing to express my support for the UHS Delaware Valley Hospital application for statewide health care facility transportation program for, as mayor of the village of Walton, I have witnessed firsthand the critical role that UHS DVH plays in providing high-quality health care to our rural community. The proposal to expand the hospital and create medical neighborhood is a visionary project that promises to significantly enhance our care delivery in our region. The expansion is not just about increasing the physical capacity of the hospital, it is about reimagining how healthcare can be more accessible, comprehensive, and coordinated for every resident in our community. The creation of the medical neighborhood would access several pressing needs in our area. One, improving access to special care by expanding services and facilities. Our residents will have access to a broader range of specialty care services locally. Our residents can often travel more than an hour to receive medical health care. This means losing an entire day of work. By reducing time travel, people are more apt to seek the care they need, and there is less impact on productivity. Enhance the coordination of care. Medical neighborhood model makes it easier for care providers to communicate with one another, ensuring the patient receives well-coordinated and holistic care. 3, increase capacity for service. Expanding the hospital will create space for more health and wellness activities, professional training, and access to support groups for the entire community. Number 4, improving health outcomes. Rural populations like ours typically exhibit poor health outcomes compared to urban counterparts, and Delaware County is no exception. The population in the DVA service area exhibits higher rates of chronic disease, mortality, and lower life expectancy than more urban areas. This medical neighborhood project aims to improve those outcomes through better disease management, preventive care, and timely intervention. Number 5, attracting and retaining healthcare professionals. By enhancing the infrastructure and providing more resources, DVH will be more attractive to healthcare professionals addressing issues of welfare shortages. This project will not only benefit the current population, but also ensure a healthy future for generations to come. I strongly endorse this grant application and urge the community to provide necessary funding to make this vision a reality. Now, what they're trying, the grant is like $25 million. There's a project we're looking to put the hospital 4 stories. Everything will be under one roof: physical therapy, primary care, pharmacy, even the finance over on West Street will be moved over there, all under one thing. Plus, we'd be adding in a lot more utility things that we can use over there. It's probably about a 1.5 year project to get done. It's probably going to run about $50 million altogether. But we have about 20 million in savings, and we can get another 20 million when we're going. So the idea is to make Delaware County accessible to the hospital to everybody. So we're going to try and get some transportation in. As far as pharmacy, we're going to do like a drive-through pharmacy and make it faster as well. So there's a lot of things that we're looking to do. So I think it's a good, very good project. So I would ask for a motion. I can make a motion. I make a motion that we approve it, so I can sign this.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's amazing. I always hear about the decline in rural healthcare, but to see this hospital emerging as a leader and growing and expanding, that's really amazing. So
Second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. I think it's a really, really good project. We've been talking about doing changes. I've been on the board for 23 years. We've been trying to do things. I remember when I first came on, we were wondering if we could pay our bills. I mean, we've come a long way. The pharmacy has helped us out, physical therapy has helped us out with that. So I think we're in a good way. And it's going to help all Delaware counties, not just Walton. It's going to be the whole county. Okay, next thing I wanted to talk about, to get permission to advertise for a full-time chief.
I would make the motion to advertise for a full-time chief.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Other thing, which I didn't read, Josh, our code guy, to the Village of Walton Board. As per our conversation February 12th, 2024, with Mayor Snow and Trustee Ball, I will be starting a new position at a different municipality starting March 4th. I can give a few hours each week to help with incoming permits, inspections, and training of the new code officer until no longer needed. I would like to thank the village board and employees for the years of being there. So, with that said, I also need to get permission so we can put an ad for a code officer.
Make the motion to advertise the position.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Well, I'm not happy either, but
Josh is so good.
and you know what? There's not a lot of code guys around that are really trained. Like, unfortunately, you know, somewhere he's been with us. He's been helping Delhi. He's been helping Hamden. He's been helping
Delaware County.
So I mean, it's and where he's going now made him an offer that he just couldn't refuse. So we can't blame him.
We can't match it.
No, we can't go anywhere. No, it was quite a lot. It was like more than triple his salary now that he's making now per hour. So that would be kind of tough. But talking to Josh, he said this is the way it's going with nowadays. The code guys are all getting more training. They're all working for 30, 40, 50 bucks an hour. So it's the way things are going. So it's not going to go away. So anyway, that's what I have with that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, we had mentioned a few times, off and on, talking about what we're going to do with this building regarding that we have, we don't have access with the court to the second floor. We've been having been doing that for many years. We also need to, if we're going to stay here, we need all the windows. The windows are really bad. The air conditioners on the other side are really, really bad. If that's where we want to go, or we could, I've reached out to the judge to see if he has any grants out there that we could possibly, if we wanted to sell and move to another location, we could do that as well. I spoke to Senator Oberacker too. I don't know what's out there, but we got to do one or the other. Either if we're going to stay here, then we have to get some funding to do what we have to do, which is probably going to be 30 grand just for the windows and another 30 or 40 grand for the air conditioners, right? But you know, like I don't. So I know that the IBA had said that hinted if we were interested in doing something down there, they would work with us, but there's nothing signed, there's no numbers that were talked or anything like that. But I think we've been talking 3 or 4 times about it. I think we need to do either do something, what do they say, you do it to get up high, you know? So we gotta do something, because work has to be done. And it's not gonna go away, it's just gonna get worse. So, I just need a little, what everybody feels.
It's impractical for what we use in this building to keep. Now, I don't know if anybody else wants it. I don't think you're gonna make money on it. But the cost of maintenance and the cost of just operating this building far exceeds what the village uses it for. Now, some steps need to be done, they need to be done, How many of the furnaces and air conditioning units are bad?
4 more AC units. And we got the leaking roof issue, the bell tower leaks occasionally. It's just constant.
It just keeps getting worse. It's an old building. It takes a lot of rehab. I don't know how much the library actually spent getting that redone, but it was a lot of money.
So flood
It's building
insurance,
something similar.
Yeah, the flood insurance alone is 15,000.
And this is floodplain?
Yeah.
It's $15,000 a year just to insure the building.
just the flood.
Just the
That's
flood
just
insurance,
the flood
yeah.
insurance.
It's just the flood insurance.
And the ballpark's an estimate of constructing a brand new ADA compliant facility.
Have I got one?
No, not,
Oh,
anyone has.
I mean, that's just a matter of boards and elevation coming in.
I mean, what I talked to the judge about it, because the judge usually has some good, the judge, to him, he finds some grants sometimes, he said, either look. What we would need is a single building, single floor building, I should say, where the middle of the building could be both the courtroom and our meeting room. And on one side could be the courtroom where they have, and on the other side could be us, the village hall, so that would be a lot less expensive than that. Also, I talked to Overbacker about getting some money, because if we go through looking for solar panels and charging stations and things like that, a lot of times there's money out there. If you that's the in thing now, that if you look for it, you might be able to get some funding for that. So I think it might be it's worth at least looking into to see what we can do. But in order to do that, I need a motion from the board. But
I'll make a motion that we look into replacing this building, selling it, whatever. The cost of actually getting us on remodeling this building probably costs us as much as getting another place.
Well, and it would cost somebody else, a private person, a lot less money to do that, everybody for being on wage.
yeah, we have to pay the
So
wages, you're right.
it ends up being quite a bit less for a private person to own it than municipality.
And there are, I understand it's an historic building, but there are some agencies out there that might be interested in it. We're not trying to make a profit. And they have access to grants that we can't get.
Because we're a municipality.
Right.
Yes, because you're gonna stop, same
That
thing,
ruins us.
you can apply for air conditioning, solar, electric cars and all that, and you'll find out it's all a tax write-off. Well, we don't have any taxes to write off.
It's just cost.
It's just cost.
Well, I would second your motion.
All in favor? What?
Yeah, I would just, for the discussion, it seems it's a lot of pie in the sky as far as what could be possible at that location. Personally, I think that's more suited for an industrial development future. If a village hall would be placed in that location, that limits any potential growth for that section. So on those grounds alone, I would oppose the motion.
The section that was offered to us wasn't going to be used, is the reason.
Right, but to have it next to any sort of industrial activity, I don't think. So I would still oppose that.
Well, we could go up the hill and buy Giffords and make it a village/town municipal building. Right at the entrance of the town.
One of the major problems we have here is that there's been a floodplain, most of our street is in floodplain, Liberty Creek. It's nice to have a central location like Delhi has, with the courthouse square, that's great. It'd be great to have a village green like they have in Owego, places like that. It doesn't fit the topography we're in right here. And I understand your concerns, but I don't know where you can put it without elevating it and making it, comply with the flood regulations and some other stuff. Whether it be economic,
Well, we could just look and just see what's out there. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna do it. I mean, if you don't find anybody, give it 6 months and see what happens. If you don't have anything and no walkers, nothing at all, then you go back to claim. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna fix it one way or the other, I guess.
I I think without a tangible plan, the concepts have been communicated, but what's possible? Everyone's gonna say, yeah, there's money out there. Well, crap, hear that all the time. And how effective are our representatives gonna be to be able to bring those things? So, I'm just not confident in going that direction at this point.
So would you rather just pay and fix them all up, pay, borrow money and fix up the things the way it is?
There is the Minnesota grant for $10,000 that could help re-reg one of the units. It's part of our budget idea at this time.
Right.
Does that buy time? Certainly. Are there bigger repairs to make? Of course. I just don't see that we have a tangible plan yet at the end of this yet.
Well, it's either, well, no, I mean, we don't have a plan for the other way either, but if we don't look, at least we find out, then we don't, you know, I mean, but I mean, it all depends on the individual. I would think it's worth it to look into it and see if there's any, if there's nobody interested, then we have no choice but to fix what we got. You don't know unless you look, I guess, that's my point, just looking. I'm not saying that that's the only way we're gonna go, at least to say, take a look at it.
We got a motion and a second.
I got a motion second. You said no. Do you have any opinion?
I can't imagine who's gonna buy the place.
Me neither, but we're just gonna look.
So is that a no? Or yes?
That's an abstention.
I'm gonna go yes. You go yes? Yeah, we second the thing. So we'll go and just take a look and see what's out there. Okay, next thing is number 7, the EFC grant for the study for the wastewater treatment plant is $24,000. I just need to get a motion to allow me to sign it, accepting the grant for $24,000.
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. John, do you have anything else to say? I mean, you're sitting here, I'm just wondering, that you want to add for the wastewater treatment plant? No? Okay.
We're having the non-potable pumps, worked on right now.
I know you, in your last, you were concerned about our attorneys not being really effective.
Yeah.
But if I read this right, in the manual stuff that you have on through and the parts that says, basically, we come under federal law until our speedy permit comes.
Mhm.
And anybody who introduces something into our plant, we can permit them and tell them what they can put in and what they can't put in.
Right.
Right? And what they're saying, one of the questions was, is somebody higher up gonna do something about our speed? We're not meeting the requirements of our speed. And they said, we're not gonna do anything about it until we do something about it. So as I read this, we have to take Black Tillis to the carpet first.
Right.
So I don't see why our lawyer thinks he's got a hedge on this in any way.
No, I don't think the edge part of it, the part is, if it goes to litigation, your attorney already said he's not the guy for that position.
Right.
So therefore, it's almost prudent to bring someone up to speed, because it probably will end up in litigation, and therefore, instead of starting, a 6-month journey with a new attorney, that was my only point in my concern.
I mean, so far as I know, they're paying the fine to the.
Yeah, new ones just went out, correct, Jody? So we'll wait and see where that goes. And the whole premise of that other part too, Dick, is proof that that's where the whole thing ends up too. And you listen to the EPA when we sat here that day, and it was like, we'll help you with pass-throughs, but you have to have the evidence for the pass-through.
Right.
And from what we're seeing so far with this latest study, there's been no movement in my opinion. We just had a shutdown with an excellent time to study coming in and going out, and none of that was done with prior notice that there was a shutdown. So we will wait and see where that heads. But,
Right now, they're being cooperative other than.
Yep.
Okay.
So then who mentioned litigation?
If it comes to the point where if
Right.
we run up in violation, we're on the hook. That's the way the law reads. It's not, like Ellis is not on the hook.
It's for us to enforce them,
It's up to us to enforce
our regulation.
our regulation.
well, the litigation was only brought up because it was a question it was brought up by the village attorney that if it went to litigation, he wasn't the
Oh,
person
that I
to
saw,
take-
yeah, I just
Yeah.
thought maybe I missed something.
No, there's been no movement on anybody's part.
It's still the same, we're just talking about.
Everybody's still working to the end point here, but if it came to that, that's why I was saying that, we should consider.
We've had a couple meetings with the state and
EPA.
they said basically, they don't move until we move.
Right.
That's their position.
Different scope of law, municipal attorney versus corporate law.
Federal law.
Federal,
Yeah.
federal.
And corporate.
Okay. I'll make a phone call about that, so.
Yeah. I just can't do.
No, I just afford you the opportunity to say something. So,
Well, I appreciate it.
if there's nothing else, anybody else have anything they want to add on? If not,
I'd like to thank Mr. Joy for his 5 years on the board with us, and say that it's been a pleasure serving with you, sir.
You be there. Harvard, yes, sir. So that's great.
Oh, this is the,
The police, the fire,
civil service, yeah.
patrolman, and the clerk. And I do have one for code enforcement.
Good.
Rush situation.
This has been very good. I'm gonna miss them.
You know what you're going through with employees, I mean, it's everywhere, I mean, on the engineering end of it, on the wastewater and water end.
Yeah, we just one of
nobody.
the other police officers are gonna be leaving too, so we're
Yeah.
a constant battle to bring somebody else. Okay, if nothing else, I would say we adjourn the meeting.
Trustee Ian for service as well.
Yes, it's been a great pleasure. I don't anticipate becoming reelected because I was not on the ballot. However, I placed it as in the newspaper to ask to be a writing candidate, so if that happens, then I'll be here again after March 10th, but otherwise I will not.
That wasn't Jason Trent, he didn't.
That's C-N spelled S-P-H-E-N.
You will be here again.
Stephen with the V.
Huh?
Stephen with the V.
Okay. Hey, thank you, everyone.
Before you go, Bill Brown. And he comes over. So do you have any idea how many gallons these are on?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak to,
One is 500 and one is 700.
Attorney, 'cause,